Welcome back, deep divers. You know the drill, right? We take the plunge, explore the depths, bring back the treasures, and today we're diving deep into something pretty special. The Sarhul Festival. It's a New Year celebration, but not the kind you're probably thinking of.
Yeah, New Year, but make it nature-themed. The research materials you sent over really highlight this connection to the natural world, specifically for the Adivasi communities in Jharkhand and the Choranagpur region.
Right, those are the indigenous folks of India. And from what I gathered, this isn't just a casual backyard barbecue type of celebration, is it?
No, not at all. This is deeply rooted in their traditions, part of what's known as the Sarna religion, which focuses on nature worship. And it's timed perfectly, falling in Chaitra, the Hindu month, just a few days after the new moon. Springtime, new beginnings, you get the picture.
Renewal, rebirth, all those good vibes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a nature-centric New Year celebrated by specific communities. What's our mission objective here? What do we want to extract from all this info?
I think for me it's about understanding what makes Sarhul tick. Why the sal tree? Why the sun and earth symbolism? How has this festival evolved, spread, and what's its role in Adivasi identity today? Lots to unpack.
Right, so we'll trace its history, dissect its rituals, analyze its symbolism, and see what relevance it holds in the modern world. Sounds like a plan.
Definitely. And right off the bat, what struck me was the sheer emphasis on nature. Many festivals are about deities, temples, grand processions, but Sarhul, it's all about the environment.
Yeah, like straight up reverence for nature. Not just a side dish, it's the main course. And the name itself, Sarhul, kind of gives it away, doesn't it? It literally translates to worship of the sal tree.
Bingo! It isn't just any random tree they've picked. It's considered sacred, the dwelling place of Sama, the protector deity. So no fancy idols or temples here. Nature is the temple, the sal tree is like their shrine.
Okay, so no statues, no elaborate processions. Just pure, unadulterated nature worship. And it's not just about standing around admiring trees, right? There's a deeper connection to the cycle of life here.
Absolutely. One of the core themes is the union of the sun and the earth. They even have this ritual where the Pahan, the village priest, represents the sun, and his wife, she symbolizes the earth. It's about that essential connection for life to flourish, sunlight and fertile ground.
It's like a visual representation of that fundamental truth. And it's so intertwined with their way of life. I read that they won't even start farming until after Sarhul is done.
Yeah, the timing is key. No plowing, sowing, or even collecting stuff from the forest until the rituals are complete. It's like Sarhul marks the official green light for a new season of growth, both literally and metaphorically.
It makes sense. It's not just a symbolic thing. It's practical, linked to their survival and well-being. Now, it's not just one specific Adivasi group that celebrates this, right?
No, lots of tribes are in on this. Oraon, Munda, Santal, Kadia, Ho, they all partake. And while the core idea is the same, there are some variations in how each tribe celebrates. Different names, unique traditions, that kind of thing.
So, unity and diversity. Shared roots, expressed in different ways. And speaking of roots, this festival's been around for a while, hasn't it? Has it always been about agriculture?
That's the interesting part. Anthropologists think that Sarhul initially had a stronger focus on hunting. But as the Adivasi lifestyle shifted towards agriculture, the festival adapted. It's a living tradition, evolving with the times,
That's pretty cool. Adapting to survive, staying relevant. And it's not just limited to its original location anymore.
Right. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, many Adivasi folks were taken as indentured laborers to far-off places, the tea gardens of Assam, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, even overseas to Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan, and they took Sarhul with them.
So, bit of cultural transplantation. The seeds were sown in new lands. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty now. How does this 3-day festival actually play out? What are the rituals like?
Well, the heart of the action is the Sarna stall. These are sacred groves found near villages in Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and Bihar. Think of them as the main stage for the festival.
Okay, so day one. What's on the agenda?
Day one is all about prep and purification. Homes and the Sarna stall get decked out in these cool red and white triangular flags called Sama flags. The Pahan, he fasts and collects sacred water for the rituals. Everyone cleans their houses and the sacred sites, And crucially, they gather fresh sal flowers, which are super important for the upcoming ceremonies.
Right, setting the stage, purifying the space, gathering the essentials.
Yeah.
Then the main event on day 2, right?
Exactly. Day 2 is all about the Sarna stall. The pahan offers the fresh sal flowers to the deity. Then there's usually a sacrifice, often a rooster, a symbolic offering for prosperity and a good harvest.
Right.
They sprinkle holy water, believed to purify and bless everyone. And of course, you can't forget the dancing.
Ah, yes, the dancing. Every good festival needs some good moves.
Absolutely. Traditional dances like Jadur, Jina, and Porjur, they bring so much life and energy to the celebration.
And I read that even the young guys have their own special roles, right?
Yeah, they go fishing and crab catching, but it's not just for fun. It's ceremonial, a way to connect with the environment and keep those traditions alive.
So, passing the torch to the next generation. And then the grand finale on day 3. What's the vibe like?
Day 3 is all about community. Huge feast. Everyone comes together to share food and drinks, lots of handia, the traditional rice beer, and other local delicacies. The pahan blesses the villagers, wishing them good luck for the year ahead. It's all about togetherness and shared joy.
A perfect way to end the festivities. Now, the materials also mentioned how Sarhul has become more than just a local village thing, especially in recent times. It's become more prominent, more public.
Yeah, there's a big shift in the 1960s when this Adivasi leader, Baba Karthik Oraon, started a Sarhul procession in Ranchi. And over the last 60 years, these processions have become a major part of the festival, especially in Siram Toli, which is like the Sarhul Central now.
So, from small village gatherings to larger, more visible events. And this shift has a deeper meaning, right? It's about identity.
Exactly. Sarhul has become a platform for Adivasi people to assert their identity, their culture. For some, it's a way to differentiate themselves from Hinduism. There's even a movement to have the Sarna religion recognized in India's census.
Wow, so a cultural festival turned social and political statement. It's amazing how traditions can evolve and take on new meanings.
It is. And whether or not they get that separate religious recognition, what's clear is that Sarhul is helping Adivasi communities preserve their heritage in a changing world.
It's a reminder that traditions aren't static. They're dynamic, fluid, adapting to the times. Now, beyond the Adivasi context, the materials suggested that Sarhul holds a lesson for all of us. Something about the way we celebrate.
Right. The way Sarhul puts nature front and center is a stark contrast to many modern celebrations, which can be so focused on extravagance and consumption. It's a call to simplify, to remember what truly matters.
To connect with the earth, to appreciate its gifts. It's a good reminder, especially in today's world.
Absolutely. It makes you think about your own celebrations, your own relationship with nature. Are we honoring it, or are we taking it for granted?
Food for thought, for sure. So, deep divers, as we surface from this deep dive into Sarhul, let's recap the key takeaways. This is a festival that revolves around nature, with the sal tree as its central symbol. It beautifully depicts the cycle of life through the sun and earth symbolism. We've seen how it's evolved, spread, and its role in shaping Adivasi identity. And perhaps most importantly, it reminds us to respect nature, not just during festivals, but in our everyday lives.
And let's not forget, this is a major festival where nature takes center stage, literally. No idols, no temples, just pure, unadulterated respect for the environment. It's pretty unique in that sense.
It is. So listener, here's a little something to ponder as you go about your day. Think about those core values we saw in Sarhul. Respect for nature, community bonding, and the importance of cultural identity. How do those resonate with you? How can we incorporate them into our own lives and celebrations? Something to chew on. Until next time, keep exploring, keep diving deep,